Welcome to Imperfect Momming. Our children are constantly looking to us for examples. The term role model doesn't quite cut it here. We are shaping their worldview with every move we make. You see, it's not in the lectures we give or moments where we are actively attempting to teach them. It's in the micro movements we make, the unconscious ways in which we navigate life. We are constantly teaching our children how to show up for themselves, their friends, their future partners, and even their future children. So what can we do to ensure we are raising thoughtful, compassionate, self-aware human beings? We have to become them ourselves. No one is perfect, but we can still all be better, and it starts with self-healing. Let's get to it. Welcome back to our Imperfect Momming podcast. And if you are watching, or if you're listening there, if you're watching in the Facebook group, Raising Enlightened Children, we are having our mom support call. Is that what we're calling it? Mom support hour. Yes. We've gone back and forth. We've been call, we've been group, we've been hour, we've been community, we've been all kinds of things, but I think we're settling on mom support hour. So welcome to the mom support hour. And today we are going to talk about what happens or how to reconnect when you've lost your cool.
Right. So sometimes hi, everybody.
Melanie just woke up.
I did not just wake up. Yeah, I just woke up to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello. Or maybe it's in episode 10 because I've been awake for too long, right? Maybe that's what it is.
Yes, that's probably more accurate.
I'm just thinking, I'm like mommy brain. I'm like, all right, wait, which one is it? Anyway.
Wait, so 21 years later, you don't get it back yet?
No, of course not. You never get it back. Once you become a mom, you're in mommy brain for the rest of your life. Hello. Like, we can't use that as an excuse. What can we use, right? All right. So yeah, sometimes we rupture. Sometimes there can be ruptures in our relationship, right? And so what we really want to focus on today is repair. Last week we discussed the pause, which helps us to not even rupture. Like, that's what we can do prophylactically or to prevent even having the rupture. And sometimes those ruptures can be really little, actually. Sometimes it could just be like a tone. Sometimes it could just be like our attitude, right? I'm just talking about from us. And they can be cumulative. And then sometimes, of course, as we all know, it can be big. Whether it's relationships with our kids or relationships with our friends or relationships with our partners. And so what we really want to focus on today is, okay, how do we repair when that happens? We're all human. And so let's just start there with, it is going to happen. Yeah. And I am certain for all of us, and I can definitely speak for me and Alicia, it has happened many times over. So every time it happens, just look at it and go, another opportunity to practice the repair.
Yeah. And last week, the last couple of weeks we've been building. So we talked about practicing the pause. We talked about what created a reaction. And it's the stimulus, the thought, the judgment, the emotion, and then the reaction. And what most of us are aware of is the pinky and the thumb versus the middle fingers is where all of our power lies. So it's still important to go back and use the 5-finger framework. And if you need a refresher, go ahead and listen to last week's live. But it's still important to go through and figure out what the thought and the judgment and the emotion were, because those are the things that I would go back with my son and I would tell him, hey, when this happened, when the event happened, I thought this.
Stimulus, right?
The stimulus, I thought this. I made it mean this. It made me feel this way. And that's why I reacted that way. And what I've noticed, because our children are little sponges and they are watching the show, they're not listening to the lecture. I've never broken this down for my son, but he does it back to me when he loses his temper. And it's such a beautiful thing to witness, and just this legacy of being in touch with your emotions, apologizing for behavior that you're not happy with, etc. Like, it just makes me really excited.
Yeah, and one of the things I've witnessed a lot, and certainly, when my kids were younger, I would be in many situations where I would often see parents saying to their kids, say you're sorry, say you're sorry. And when we just tell our kids to say sorry, or if we just say sorry, but we don't really mean it, or we don't really feel it, the person receiving the sorry, we can feel that, right? We can feel if somebody says sorry to us, even if it's not even, sometimes like, oh, well, sorry, like it's a sarcastic sorry, and we know that it's not like a real sorry. But sometimes we know that the person saying sorry isn't really sorry. It doesn't feel genuine. And even sometimes when the person that's saying sorry is really sorry, but we're still really hurting, and that sorry just isn't enough. So I'm really, really big on teaching parents to help their kids learn how to do a makeup that's way beyond the sorry, meaning, so let's say someone is hurt and they tell you that they're hurt. Sorry is one of the things that we can do inside of the toolbox, right? Sorry is one of the things that we can say. But what's even more important than the sorry, which really does go to Alicia's point of really like understanding what their breakdown is from the person who was feeling it and then reacted. But what about from the person that got to be on the receiving end of the yell, got to be on the receiving end of the tone, got to be on the receiving end of whatever it is that person gave to them, right? So when we're on the receiving end of that, what is it that we need for that makeup? What is it that we need to feel whole again? So for me, I would teach my kids, and that's another way to teach empathy, is to say to the person, I realize that I reacted this way from that stimulus, and even going through the 5-finger framework that Alicia just went through. What can I do to make it up to you? What can I do that's going to make you feel better? And sometimes the person will be like, well, I don't know. You go, well, can I give you a hug? Can I, would it help if I said I was sorry because I really am? Can I do a chore for you? Can I, what today I'm willing to do? Let's say that you've had family meetings, and their chore is, what, to make it up to you today, I'm going to do the dishes. Would that make you feel better? Or whatever it is, it's making a gesture beyond just the I'm sorry. Not to say that the I'm sorry should not be in the list of things to do, but it's just one of the things. And the reason that that's so powerful, right, is because then you're actually going into the mindset of the person that was hurt, and not only into the mindset, but into the body work of that person, and really doing a genuine makeup to make them feel whole again, and coming from a much more empathic place, rather than just, well, I said I'm sorry, so now, like, now I did the right thing. Then the focus is still all on me.
Yeah, and what it reminds me of is the golden rule versus the platinum rule. So the golden rule is treat others the way that you want to be treated. And so when I just say I'm sorry, and I think that that's enough, that might be how I want to be treated. But when I ask you, how can I make this up to you? How can I make you, what can I do to repair the damage? Now we're asking them, how do you feel? What will make you feel better? And we're looking at the platinum rule, which is treat others the way that they want to be treated.
Right. And not only doing that ourselves, but teaching our children how to do that, and which is essentially teaching empathy. So guys, thank you so much for joining us for our Mom Support Hour this morning. And we're about just about 10 minutes or so into it, which is the lesson portion of this. And we see that we do have some people here live with us in the chat. Hello, all of you that are here live with us. So excited you could join us. We are going to log off and go into our virtual Zoom room now, our private Zoom room, so that we can just open this up to discussion and we can discuss this or anything that's on your mind. If you have questions or comments or just want to talk about, what's come up for you this week or what's happening in your life that, regarding parenting or whatever, but we want to just be that support place for you to come. For those of you that are in Los Angeles, we also want to let you know that tomorrow morning, as you can see, Alicia and I are here together live in person. And tomorrow morning, we're going to be driving in a car to St. Martin of Tours School in Brentwood in Los Angeles, and doing our Calm the Chaos workshop there. We're really going to delve into how to calm the chaos, how to stay in that calm place so that we don't react, and what happens, how to do that even from a brain perspective. So for those of you that are able to join us live in person tomorrow, we would love to see you there. It is free and complimentary to the public. We've been hired by the school to do this workshop. And that goes from 9 to 10:30. Would love to see you there tomorrow. And we are going to log off now unless you have any other announcements.
Guiltless parenting tonight at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are virtual, doing a guiltless parenting workshop. If you haven't registered, go to alicialyons.com/events, and you can register there and you'll get the link and we will see you there. And there will be another episode of the podcast that's coming out on Thursday, and we will be back next week with a new topic that we haven't discussed yet. So you'll be surprised as well as us.
Yes, and do we have everybody's email? Because if they want to get the email, then they'll get our upcoming events and just know what's on the schedule and links to our stuff, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, if you want to be on our mailing list, you can email us at info@raisingenlightenedchildren.com, and you'll get on our mailing list. So until we meet again,
okay,
keep healing.
Keep healing, and we'll see. Log on. The log in info is in the chat. So those of you live with us, link onto that, and we'll see you in a minute. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to Imperfect Momming. It's time for us to step up and realize that our power is not in trying to shape our children. Our power lies in shaping ourselves into the people we want our children to model themselves after. Don't just do it for your kids. Do it for yourself. When you become a more self-aware, compassionate, and confident person, you and everyone around you benefit. For more information about me and my work, visit alicialyons.com. That's ALYSIALYONS.com. See you next time.